What is up YouTube, and welcome to this Flash Season 4 video. So we've still got a couple of months, although it's not actually that long until October, as it's now the 1st of August, so it's not that far away until we get everything this winter, and I am super excited till the Flash comes back. However, a lot of you, well, especially myself, I wasn't too much of a fan of The Flash Season 3. I didn't really like the dark tone. I didn't like the villain. I didn't like the reveal who the villain was. I thought that was cheap. It didn't make any sense considering the fact that, well, never ever would Team Flash turn their back on Barry, even if it was a Time Remnant version of Barry Allen. And the show's creators and showrunners agree with me. And they said that they held off far too long for Barry Allen to be revealed as Savitar. And it kind of made the plot a bit convoluted, which, to be honest, it really was. Because they had a very interesting thing with Flashpoint, but they dropped the ball. And hopefully, Zack Daddy Snyder is going to pick that ball up, throw it like a cannon arm, and then Superman is going to catch it and throw a touchdown. I'm not sure I'm going with that analogy because Superman's not going to be in Flashpoint, because Flashpoint is actually coming to the DCEU, and, well, they're going to do it better because, well, they can do it properly. They can have Atlantis versus Themyscira, the throwdown for the ages, but Season 3 dropped it, like I said, with Flashpoint, and the real problem, I think, was the fact that it was so dark. And having the dark tone for The Flash Season 3 kind of takes away from what The Flash is. It's optimistic, it's fun, it's funny, it's about a bromance in Team Flash. Obviously, everything can't be kind of roses and absolute puppies, but it's got to be a kind of upbeat and keep to the kind of core of the character, which is why Savitar failed, because never in a million years would Barry Allen kill Iris West. Never. It would never happen. It's stupid. I'm saying the same thing I did when it was revealed. It is ridiculous. A terrible storyline which should be completely forgotten. Send that shit to the Phantom Zone. But thank God things are going to change. Now, the problem is that, well, The Flash is supposed to be the light-hearted one. It's out of Arrow, Supergirl, and Legends. It's supposed to be fun and exciting and optimistic, which is why I was drawn to it so much and why I look forward to it each week, as opposed to Arrow, which is sometimes a bit of a drag. However, this is a problem, but they are addressing this. So let's discuss how Season 4 is going to be better and different than The Flash Season 3. Now, first of all, Barry is going to be getting a brand new suit this season, and it looks a lot more like the comic book version. It's looking a lot more, it's got like the things on the arms, it's looking like the 2024 version. Now, it hasn't got the yellow boots, but I guess I'm going to forgive that. Now, one problem I do have with the suit, it's not bright enough. It's still looking a bit maroon, still looking a bit like the West Ham United colours, which, you know what, isn't a bad thing because, you know, I support West Ham United. Please don't downvote because of that, please. But it does look cool, and it is indicative, I guess that's the correct term, of it being more optimistic and going back to the roots of The Flash, where it would be a lot more fun. Now, this is good because we're going to be getting a lighter tone for Season 4. Now, The Flash will have a lot of a lighter tone. It'll be more fun. It'll be fresh. That is the real problem with Season 3. It just felt kind of really upsetting, and I felt a constant sense of dread watching every episode, as opposed to Season 1 and 2, where everything was an adventure. Even if we had Earth 2, which was a lot of fun and is easily the best 2 episodes, I think, of the show. And the problem is the fact that, well, even though we had Zoom and that kind of thing going on, it still felt fun, whereas this one was a constant looming dread of the whole thing with Savitar and the prophecy and the fact that Iris West, we knew was going to die, as we saw in this mid-season cliffhanger, and then we just had that looming all throughout, and it just felt depressing. Whereas I wanted to see maybe Iris and Barry have, like, you know, a bit of a nice time and then have some fun while taking down some criminals. But that is going to change, and it will be a lot more fun. It'll be, hopefully, we will go to the comic book version where he's a lot more interesting. And even in DC Rebirth, he feels a lot more brooding, or not even brooding, but he's not as fun, but he feels a lot more optimistic and hope. That is what we're going to get when Barry Allen comes out of the Speed Force. And Barry Allen will have a kind of rebirth moment, apparently, because Rebirth is the name of the first episode of Season 3, or Season 4, sorry, where we're going to be getting that kind of evoke the DC rebirth of hope. And that was a problem with New 52. Like, New 52 was really good, but it didn't have the kind of hope and optimism of the pantheon of heroes that we had before this. Even in the Golden Age, we didn't, and Silver Age, and then it got edgy in the 90s, and then it just kind of stayed that way. Whereas DC Rebirth, it is making it a lot more fun and hope, and even with Batman, like, he's formed his own team, so you know he's kind of doing well. But Barry Allen will be coming out of this Speed Force and feel a lot more like he can do things. We're not going to have him on the back foot. That was the problem with Barry Allen, is that he needs everyone else to do things for him, or help him, or push him, whereas the comic book version didn't need anyone like that, and that was what kind of brings the show down to a drag, and I expect that we will have Barry Allen taking charge a bit more. Now, another thing which, controversially for me, is that Iris West is going to be the leader of Team Flash, or at least for the start. Now, Iris West is one leading the operations. Now, I'm not too sure if I like that. Is that something which we really want? It's not really going to be a good thing, whereas previously we've had different people. I mean, we had Cisco take charge in Season 3, and because we had HR, who was really next to useless. Rest in peace, dude. You were cool. You're drumming in heaven, bro. But we have got Iris West taking over this thing as Team Flash. But the big bad will also be different. Apparently, we have been told that, obviously, he's going to be the Thinker, but he's going to be different. So I'm not too sure how different he's going to be. We just know that he's going to be different to everyone else, because obviously we've had a speedster for the last 3 seasons, and that has been about Barry going, I've got to go fast, I've got to go fast, I've got to go fast. Whereas this time, they're going to have to come up with different ways to take down the Thinker. So it's going to be an interesting dynamic, and it will probably push the characters further than they've ever actually been, because they'll have to think, they're so used to speedsters, and the show has been all about speedsters. Whereas this time, it's going to be a lot more fun. And lastly here, another thing which is going to be different about this season is that Tom Felton will not be a season regular. Now, Tom Felton was fantastic on the show. It was criminally underused on the show as well. We never got to learn much about him in the past. We never learned much more about Alchemy, which was a real drop the ball moment there, which really did kind of put an exclamation mark on a bad season. But Tom Felton, he will return. We just don't know how much he will return. However, that is it for this video. Please do drop a like. Please do subscribe. And I'll see you soon. And goodbye.